Welcome to another episode of Huddle Buddies. I'm your host, Brent, and my co-host, Danny, or Mr. Knowledge. Did you change that?
Always.
Oh my God.
Been like that for 2 weeks.
Is that why I kept blinking like that? I'm like, what's going on? That explains it. All right, let's get into this. Danny, should every team have a covered dome stadium? And just so you know, before you answer, of the 30 NFL stadiums, 10 of them are domes or have some kind of covering.
I'm kind of 50-50, and I think it's partial where I'm kind of like, hey, maybe they should just to prevent injuries, but then there's a part of me where it's like, nah, let it be cold, let it be out there. You know, it's kind of fun watching millionaires be cold.
Yeah, right. Suffer. I don't care. I say keep them open if you want to keep them open. I don't think it's part of home field advantage. There is an advantage to having a dome setting because it's typically louder, so I just think I like the weather part of it. I know players don't like playing in the snow or whatever, but there's some players that get used to it. So, yeah, I say keep them. What do you guys think? Let us know what you guys think about whether or not all the stadiums in the NFL should be covered, or if they can just choose what they want. And this kind of stems from a Buffalo Bills owner mentioning, because they're building a new stadium, they talked about covering it up because of all the snow, and they said, nah, we're just going to keep it. So they think it's a part of their home field advantage. They have good fans. The Bills Mafia is good, but it adds a little extra something. I mean, who wants to go to Buffalo and play right now? Get that.
Even when it's not cold, who wants to go to Buffalo?
Yeah, exactly. I don't care what the weather is. Screw that. So,
we got to build it.
Seriously, though. All right, next question. Dan, do you have a problem with fans heckling fans from other teams when they come to visit?
Are you talking about my Green Bay Packer fan being heckled by a Eagle fan?
Yes, Mr. DEI that got fired, yes.
I think to a certain extent, I think heckling's okay, but I think when there's a line that should be like known, like, hey, we don't cross that line. But in NFL stadiums, they got alcohol, so I mean that's just part of it. I think they gotta if you go into hostile territory, you can't go in there thinking, hey, everybody's gonna be nice to me, especially during playoffs. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think as long as there's alcohol involved and you're going to keep selling that stuff, you're going to get stuff like this. People that are just belligerent, crazy like that. I know Philly fans get a bad rep, but I think this happens in every stadium. So it is what it is, honestly. I think, yeah, as long as you're not threatening or trying to harm somebody, say whatever you want, man. Honestly, that's part of home field advantage. I see a lot of these people post videos. I'm never going back to Philly. I'm never going back to a link. I'm like, good. We can fill those seats up with fans. Home field advantage. That's what it's all about to me. Nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to deal with that. So, I think it's a good thing. But as long as, again, like you said, keep it within reason.
But I think don't go into hostile territory. You got to have that mindset of people are probably going to be dicks to me. So, yeah, I know I would not wear a Green Bay jersey into Philadelphia thinking oh, they're going to be nice to me, especially during playoffs.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing too. Is you're wearing all that. You're just decked out in the other team. You're almost asking for it at this point. You know what Philly's going to do. You know what these guys are going to do in some of these stadiums. Just be smart. Maybe don't pick tickets that put you in the nosebleeds, right? And this stuff. It's less likely to happen the closer down you get, because nobody wants to pay all that money for a ticket only to get kicked out. So yeah, but when you're up in the nosebleeds, you're like, what's that?
Playoffs in Brazil next year. Don't even worry about it.
Horrible turf and really happy people. They're just happy to be there.
Right.
All right. Danny, let's play a quick game of Would You Rather. All right. Would you rather have a quarterback that throws for 5,000 plus yards or a running back that runs for 2,000 plus yards in a season?
Running back all day. I think that's what opens your offense up. You got a running back that can run 2,000 yards. Give me 4,000. Give me 3,000 passing yards. I want a running back for 2,000 all day long.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I would take the running back. There's only a few players that have done both. But I just think if you can run for 2,000 yards, you're controlling the clock. You're controlling a lot of things, and usually if you control the clock and you have a guy who's averaging quite a few yards per game, because what would that be? If you have a 2,000 yard rushing You're averaging 118 rushes, rushing yards a game. That's pretty good. You're going to control the clock. You're probably going to win that game. I would assume so.
Oh, I know so. I mean, look at all the teams in the playoffs. Every one of them has a top tier rusher.
No, that's true. Yeah,
Chiefs.
well, Chiefs have a whole different advantage that we can go off about, but we're not going to right now. So yeah, let us know. Would you rather have a quarterback that throws for 5,000 plus yards in a season, or would you rather have a running back that runs for over 2,000 yards in a season? Okay, so which NFL coach has the most punchable face?
The NFL coach, the most punchable face.
Yes.
I'm going to say Ben Johnson with his little smart remark today. I sure enjoyed beating him. Really? That's what you're going with? That's the thing about the Bears, though. Like, when they get a new head coach, they don't talk about winning Super Bowls. They talk about beating the Packers. Maybe you guys should focus on other goals. Maybe that's why you'd be good at it. Yeah.
Well, especially since the Lions are the team to beat, right? I mean, no disrespect to the Packers and their history and everything, but I would assume that right now the Lions are kind of that top tier team. But you're setting your marks on the third best team. Again this year. It's stuff like we want to beat the number 3 team in this, in our division. But I know he didn't say that like that. I know he's saying like, "Well, it felt great to beat Matt LaFleur, 2 times," but that's. I don't know if that's really going to happen with the Chicago Bears.
Let's focus on winning more than 6 games. Do that. You guys haven't done that in a couple of years.
I think that's reasonable. So for me, it would be Mike McDaniels. He just has that punchable face. Where it's like, what are you doing on the sidelines? When he first started, he looked like that kid that, that gets in there and, you're like, who is this guy? Just kind of nerdy, whatever. And then couple years in, all of a sudden he's all Miami viced up, looks like Mark Anthony walking around and stuff. The way he struts around, having accomplished absolutely nothing in Miami and stuff. He's just one of those guys who are like kind of nice to just knock him out, or to see him get knocked out. I think he has a punchable face.
I can see that, especially when he wins. Like when he wins, he's got that like smirk on his face, like I did it.
yeah. I did that. Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
8 concussions. Good job.
Ben Johnson, Mike McDaniel, the 2 most punchable faces according to us in the NFL. Let us know what you guys think. Let's move on to the next question. This is just a bunch of questions, and we're just going to have fun with it, okay? Some of them are just yes, no, or quick ones. Danny, would you rather have the best offensive line in the NFL or the best defensive line in the NFL? In other words, would you like to have the Eagles set up?
Yeah, they got both. Sorry, that's cheating.
You got to only choose one, right?
I'm going up best offensive line. I think defensive line, if your secondary is at least somewhat good, then they can at least prevent maybe a couple third downs. But offensive line, dude, move the ball. Give me that all day. Protect my quarterback and let my running back run. Shoot,
you man. I hear you. I was kind of torn about this, because I'm more of a defensive kind of guy. I like to see defense, but I'm with you. I'd rather have, the best offensive line. You can just controlling the clock. The goal of the defense is to get off the field as quickly as possible. The goal of the offense is to stay on there as much as possible, maximize the amount of time, get yards, and score. So if you have a really good offensive line, you can do that. So for example, Eagles Steelers, right? 10-minute drive to finish the game. Like, that's freaking crazy.
Right. Like, that's a good one. You look at Notre Dame, their first drive in the playoffs this year, they went right in the field, got touchdown. Then after that, they were gassed. They used everything they needed on that offensive line. And then after that, they had nothing left. So good job.
Isn't that crazy? If you were to take a clip of Notre Dame's first drive in the championship and not tell anybody what time it was in the game, not tell that it was the first drive, okay, you just watched it, you would feel like it was the last drive of the game, like to win it all, because they just put out everything they could to get that first touchdown. Ohio State comes and scores quickly. You're just like, oh my gosh.
Right? Leonard, like after that 8-minute drive, like throw up on the side, like, okay, I'm done, coach. Like, wait, you got like 45 minutes to go. You're not done.
Bro, we got a lot of game left. Get your crap together. That's so funny. Like I said, if you were just to take that clip and just show somebody, you're like, that's a heck of a game-winning drive. Like, that was the first drive. Oh, shoot. That sucks.
Yes, get out there. It just 2 minutes. Get out there. Oh, I'm so tired, coach.
Dude, he kept running, getting nailed and nailed and nailed. He's like, oh, my ribs.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I'm like, well, you think you're going to win this game? Boy, that's cute. All right. Danny, should the NFL move the Super Bowl to Saturday instead of Sunday to avoid the dreaded Super Bowl Monday hangover?
Ooh, Saturday would be interesting because then they could celebrate all day Sunday, and then Monday they can go into work. Sunday, I think people kind of have to go into work kind of just crappy. Like, dude, my team just won. I got to be at work. Come on. What are you doing?
Yeah, and what if your team lost? You're like, I don't want to be here either. There's not a situation where you want to be at work after the Super Bowl. If your team wins or your team loses, or maybe just you partied really hard because you don't have a dog in that fight, you just want to go to a Super Bowl party. I would love to see it on a Saturday. I don't see why they don't. I mean, screw tradition. They're just, I mean, they don't care about tradition either in the NFL. They're just throwing you crap all the time. So I don't see why not. I think it'd be great to see that. You guys have to let us know. Would you like to move the Super Bowl to Saturday instead of Sunday and give yourselves an extra day to kind of, get sober?
You can party all day Saturday, knowing next day I'm going to be able to recover and just sit all day and then look at pictures on the internet of my holding the Lombardi trophy.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just saying, why not? Why not? Let us know, guys, in the comments what you think. All right. Another would you rather. Danny, would you rather lose the Super Bowl in heartbreaking fashion or not even make the playoffs?
I would, gosh, I guess I would, I'd pull an Atlanta Falcon. I'd rather just lose in heartbreaking fashion. Just at least there and build it on
the game that you bring up in the most horrific fashion possible.
That was a heartbreaker for everybody except who was a Patriot.
Everyone felt that. I can think of one that's worse, to be honest with you, because it's still the Patriots at the end of the day, and it's the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna go with and I agree with you. I would rather lose in the Super Bowl than not make the playoffs. That's just not acceptable. And the game I can think of is, of course, the Seahawks and Patriots. Marshawn Lynch not getting the ball. I mean, that's like, for me, like it's such a no-brainer. And I don't care. Like, it was like, well, they were expecting that. That did not matter the whole game. It does not matter. It's like right now, like, Saquon's going to get the ball. Yeah, we're going to stop Saquon. No, you're not. Like, it's not going to happen. You're not going to stop beast mode. You're not going to stop Saquon. It's just, these things are inevitable.
Yep. Agreed. That's going to go down in history. It's probably the worst play in Super Bowl ever.
Another great question. What is the worst play in Super Bowl history? Anyone that does not think that not giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch, like that wasn't the worst decision or play in Super Bowl history, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. That's the worst. I can't think of anything worse than that. That is the worst.
You don't watch football.
No. Yeah, right? Go watch cricket. Get out of here with that crap. Do you have or believe in any game day rituals or superstitions?
Game day rituals. Dude, when my Packers play, if any of my kids walk in front of me and it ruins a play, dude, I don't look at my kids the rest of the day. They go in the room, they put their nose in the corner, and they're in a little huddle crying. I'm like, I don't care. You ruined this for me. But if we win, they're out of the corner. So, yeah, I don't like to be bothered different. Like, even if my wife is like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, why are you talking to me right now? There's a game.
Do you know what time it is right now, woman?
I guess that's not really a ritual. I just like to being able to focus and watch the game in silence. Don't bother me. Just let me enjoy my game.
Fair enough. So for me, yes, I am superstitious. If you are from Philly, raised in Philly, born in Philly, it doesn't matter. But if you are a Philly sports fan, you are most likely going to be superstitious somehow. Okay. And that's just how we are, how we were raised, I don't know what it is, but we all are like that. And an example, for example, is My son, the other day, when he would walk into the room, something bad would happen, and we weren't really connecting the dots. I was so into the game, and then we started to realize, like, ever since he came into the room, things have not been working out. And so we just tell him, like, dude, go upstairs for a little bit. He goes upstairs. That is when Saquon busted out that run. And we're just like, don't you dare come downstairs. You stay up there the rest of the game. He was exiled to his room as if he were grounded. And here we are downstairs just cheering and going nuts.
What's the game too, Dad? You're watching the
People should send him a signed jersey. That's why they want it. We sent him off to his bed. But the thing is, there are people who really do believe that. Like, yes, I helped the Eagles win by sending my son to his bedroom and stuff because he was bad luck.
That would be fun, send like a bunch of hackers to like Philadelphia before a game and just ruin people's rituals. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things. Like again, it's not a ritual. It's just more like a superstition. Like like coming in. I don't know what it is. I have to wear the same shirt. Hey, if they won, I'm wearing that same shirt. And so don't you dare wash it. I had a jersey. Again, many people do this. I have a jersey that does not get washed during the season, and then right after the season's over, okay, we'll wash it and stuff. But I don't care how gnarly it gets. Do not touch that jersey.
All I know is whatever Bear fan you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever your superstition is, keep it up.
Exactly. So, all right. Dan, do you have any other questions?
I don't. I don't. Hold on. I had some on here, actually. Let me see if I can find them. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I got one for you. Here we go. Would you rather have Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn as a new head coach in your organization?
Ben Johnson just hired by the Chicago Bears. Aaron Glenn just hired by the Jets, I believe.
Yep.
I guess it really depends on what kind of team you want to build. But let's say, for example, the Eagles had a vacancy. I would want to have Johnson. So it really just depends on your team. But right now, I haven't seen enough from the defense. Like, I know they had a lot of injuries, but that's part of it. I just don't know enough. And I don't think either one of them have ever been head coaches. I would have to go with Johnson. I just think that creativity, what he's done with Goff and a lot of these players, I'm like, I got to go with that.
Here's one for everybody. I want to see these in the comments. If you could bring one player back to your team in their prime, who would it be? Patriots, we don't care about Tom Brady, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, we all get it.
So prime. Me, Green Bay Packer fan, I'm going to have to go with prime Reggie White. Give me him. I want somebody on the defense to wreak havoc again. For Charles Woodson, I love Charles Woodson. I really did. Not because he was like any like flashy guy. He got the interception, but I think he was like a leader, like true leader. People are like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing.
But again, I mean, I'm the same. As an Eagles fan, I would bring back Reggie White. Now, if I can't because you took him, it would be Brian Dawkins. I want that dog. I want that leader. But my gosh, if it's not Reggie White, if you're an Eagles fan, like, what are you doing? It's got to be Reggie White. So, yeah, I mean, we just happen to have the same answer because we both like teams that Reggie White played for. Huh. Yeah. So would you rather have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, or prime Tom Brady for 5 years?
Prime Tom Brady to guarantee at least 3 rings.
Absolutely, I'm going to go with that too. I would rather have prime Tom Brady.
And he's still kind of that old school football, like he doesn't dance around on the field waiting for a flag and then rip out his tampon before he gets hit and like, good hit. Tom Brady's like, all right, at least I'll slide or something, but I'm not going to fake I got hurt or flop.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying he never got preferential treatment at times. I'm sure he did, Took Rule. But I'm just saying, like, he's not that kind of guy that's going to slow down to get a flag on the sideline. Not going to do that. So here's one. Would you rather play in a blizzard or in 110-degree weather?
Blizzard. It's easy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine all the dirty nutsack smell on the line Screw that. Wait, sweating out there? No, I'm good.
Do you imagine being the quarterback and going under center?
Oh, yeah. Wipe the ball wet.
Shotgun all day. Shotgun all day. Man.
The ball's still wet. It's 110 degrees. Sorry, man.
Yeah, but you can still throw it in 110 degrees.
If your quarterback can't throw in a blizzard, I don't want you on my team.
What quarterback can really throw in a blizzard?
I know many. Joe Montana.
I know once you can't. Oh my gosh. Okay, would you rather be a franchise stuck in mediocrity for 20 years or go all in for one Super Bowl but be terrible for the next decade?
All in. Give me that Super Bowl, man. Those are hard to come by.
Right?
Like, I mean, for me, as a Packer fan, dude, we're used to winning, but we want to get past that. We won our last Super Bowl in 2011. Okay, it's been a decade. I'm tired of waiting. We've won plenty of games with Rodgers, but everybody wants to get to the dance. Everybody wants to get there. Everybody wants to be the Super Bowl champion. So give me that.
Yeah, I think if you're one of those franchises that struggled for your whole life or fan bases, you would probably pick the go all in for the one Super Bowl and then suck for the next 10 years because you can live off of that one Super Bowl for quite a while. I mean, look at Dallas fans. They've been living off of it for a long time. And so yeah, a lot of these fan bases, some of these teams that have won in the past, they stick to it. And there are some franchises where the fan bases don't even have that option. So yeah, for sure. I would take the all in for one Super Bowl. All right. Here's one. Last one for the day. Would you rather watch the Super Bowl alone with the best seats in the stadium or watch with all your friends in the worst seats?
Alone. That's how I like watching anyway. Don't bother me. Just watch my game.
Yeah. I don't have any friends anyway, so screw that crap.
Now I got to watch the Super Bowl, the worst seat with all my friends. No, I'm good. Give me the.
No.
Give me right there. I want to be like right there. I'll be yelling at the players the whole time.
I'm with you. I would take the seat alone. I don't. Yeah. I see. Well, I don't know. Maybe people would like to have it with all their friends and they get the cheap seats. They don't give a crap. Although there are no cheap seats in the Super Bowl.
Here's one for you. If the Eagles were not an NFL franchise, who would be your favorite team?
My backup?
Yep.
That's a good question. That's a dang good question. What would be my backup team? Shoot, man, I don't know. That's a great question. I never thought of it. I mean, Eagles fans only root for two teams, and that's the Eagles and any team playing against the Cowboys. So that's a bigger list.
We'll let you think on that for a while.
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. You guys would have to let us know. Name your team and then tell us if your team did not have a franchise or your city did not have that franchise, which NFL team would you root for? What's your second team outside of yours? And if any of you pick within your division, oh man.
You're a fool.
May God have mercy on your soul.
You're not a true fan of your team.
Mine would have to be an AFC team, like maybe like the Bengals or something, because I really like Joe Burrow. And so that would probably be my other one. Like I'd be like, yeah, I got to pick this obscure team. It's going to be the Bengals. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow in the Bengals right now.
Bengals.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, who doesn't like Joe Burrow? Who doesn't like, Jamar Chase and Higgins? You know they're going to re-sign him. Like, that's a fun team. Just get him the right coaching. They'll be there.
I would probably be a old Bill fan.
Really?
I would. Even though I say no one wants to go to Buffalo, but really no one really wants to go to Green Bay anyway. So maybe it's those things I'm attached to.
No, the places no one wants to.
No one wants to come visit me. Let me enjoy my game. No one cares about these places. Or the Ravens. I like the ones too.
What's that?
It'd be pretty close between the Ravens and the Bills.
Ravens would be kind of a fun team. All right, Danny. Would you rather have Tony Romo narrate your entire life or have Bill Belichick be your personal motivational speaker? This is a really stupid question.
Yes, it is. Can I be deaf?
Would you rather have Tony Romo narrating your entire life or Bill Belichick tell you, you could be a little bit better than that. You can probably do a good job.
What can I do
Stuff
better? Just go outside. Okay. I'll probably be Tony Romo. At least he'd bring life to my life. As far as like, did you see that? He got out of the shower and there was a monster. Yes, I did.
You're trying to get the Patrick Mahomes treatment from Tony Romo to narrate your life. Would you rather have a quarterback with a cannon arm but zero accuracy, or a quarterback who is super accurate but can only throw 10 yards?
So what's his name?
Do you want Jordan Love or do you want Tom Brady? That's what that means to me.
Jordan Love's accurate on a deep pass. I'm trying to think of a quarterback that's not. Daniels, Giants. He was terrible. Like,
gosh.
Would I rather have
one of those things?
Would I rather have Daniels or Josh Allen? Josh Allen all day. Give me those short passes.
Josh Allen could throw that ball pretty far. He's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Josh Allen.
Oh, man.
Oh, here's a question. What are your thoughts on Sam Darnold not returning to the Vikings?
Dude, oh gosh. If the Raiders are smart, they'll go pick him up. But the thing is, again, the question is how much of his success is based off of that head coach? He seems to do a good job. Or is Sam Darnold finally kind of, jumped over that hump, kind of pulled a Geno Smith, where it's like, oh, yep, he can start in this league. It started off rough, but we can see that he can be a starter. Although I'm not sure Geno Smith is a great example of that. They must really like JJ McCarthy. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good player or anything like that, but holy crap, man. Like, this dude just, he played really well, and it was a bad game. But you got to give credit to, who was it that they played in the playoffs? The Rams. Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to the Rams. That's a good team. I mean, shoot, they almost beat us in Philly in the freaking blizzard, or the snow. That's a good team. I'm not a fan. It's kind of like, you talk about how awesome he is. You saw all those videos afterwards, like, we love this team. We're so close. We're so close. Peace out. See you, Sam. Good times.
In the UFL, Sam. Well, what did I do?
Right. Well, you didn't win a playoff game. You won all these awesome games in the season, but, laid a big fat egg. Deuces.
Right.
Enjoy the UFL.
Head coach is like, I fired him, GM. Okay, we'll extend your contract 5 more years. Oh, great.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Poor Sam.
Poor guy.
Sam.
Poor guy. And honestly, so far the coaching hires don't surprise me, but I'll be honest. I will say this: the most intriguing one, regardless of where Ben Johnson was going to go or whatever, is the Cowboys one. That's really the most intriguing one because it's the Cowboys. And I know people are tired of hearing about them, but I mean, they're in my division, so I'm curious. I'm sure you're curious who the Bears would hire and stuff. Not that it really matters because they're the Bears. But it's the same thing with the Cowboys. It doesn't really matter. They're the Cowboys. But you're almost interested. It's like, a car wreck that you can't look away from.
I think they're waiting on Kellen Moore. I think they're just kind of waiting. Hey, I mean, they've had probably 40 interviews. Like, every single person is interviewed for that job. And it's like, we're going to wait. Like, what do you need to wait on? What? So it's either Kellen Moore or someone from the Chiefs. I don't know.
It's somebody that's still coaching right now because otherwise you would have gone with Dion by now. You would have just done it, right? If it were going to be Dion, they would have done it by now. So I think it's definitely somebody who's currently coaching, whether it's Kellen Moore or Cliff Kingsbury, right? His name is there. Shoot, I can't think of anybody else. I mean, it could be Pete Carroll. I don't know. Well, and again, Pete Carroll's not coaching right now, so it would have to be one of those coordinators out there.
I think Pete Carroll would be a fun coach. I mean, look what he did in Seattle. Get him down there with some guys that are winning dudes. Come on. You tell me he's not going to be deep in the playoffs.
Just get him an endorsement with what is it, Bubble Yum, and he's all set, man. That's all you have to do. If you just have Pete Carroll on the sideline with a gumball machine next to him the whole time, I mean, if you promise him that, I'm pretty sure he'll stick around. He'll be there, and that'd be freaking awesome. Well, all right, Danny. Thank you for your time.
What's that?
I said thank you for your time.
Welcome.
We have reached the end.
And Mike McCarthy, everybody's going to the Jaguars.
Oh my gosh. They just fired their GM. So
told me.
Who told you?
Source.
Your source is yes. This just hit. What was that thing you sent me today? Would I rather have Tyreek Hill or who?
Jaire Alexander in their prime.
Oh, come on. You know you'd pick Tyreek.
No way. No way.
Jaire.
Jaire was in his prime. Dude, he was a shut down corner. Look it up. He gave.
So? You can't tell me you would pick him over freaking Tyreek Hill. Over Cheetah? There's no way.
Play Cheetah. Guess who's not getting the catch? Because Jaire's on him.
Oh, he getting catches. He can't keep up with that. Come on. No way. All right. You have to tell us, in their prime, would you rather have Jaire Alexander or Tyreek Hill? The obvious answer is Tyreek Hill.
No.
You can't. Come on.
No.
Oh my gosh. No way. No way.
Jaire all day. What's the guy's a ball hawk. And I love his attitude, dude. When he hits someone, he's not scared. He hits them. What did he do to Justin Jefferson? He did his little, what's he call his dance? His little gritty. Like, come on, dude. Get out of it. Jaire, he shut him down, and Jeffy, he'd never been hit so hard like that besides his dad.
Wow. Still Tyreek Hill. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget to comment. Let us know what you rather do in this Would You Rathers, which one you would pick. And if you have some questions, some ideas that you want us to put out there, let us know. We'd love to get your input. So thank you very much. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you soon because we got our weekend picks coming up, don't we?
We do. Some good games this week. Excited.
What was that?
I said we got some good games this week. I'm pretty excited.
I'm nervous, man. I know a lot of people, you see a lot of, Philly radio and everything. They're like, oh, man, we got this in the bag. And I'm like, my gosh, no, I'm going to be so stressed out.
You're that superstition, where you get too much hope. And then you're just like, let's not go overboard.
That's really, that's it. That's my thing. I can't, if I get too high, if I get too confident, then it's just like, my cockiness is over. So,
I trusted you with this. That's why we lost.
I mean, that's how stupid we are. We're just like, I didn't wear the right socks that day. My gosh, our team got crushed. And so, I should just write a letter of apology to the Eagles and all their fans.
I didn't triple wipe. I only double wiped. What was wrong with me?
Why? It's on me. Guys, I'm hardcore. I sent my own son to his room because I think he's bad luck.
Yep.
It's not good parenting, probably, but I did it. I do it again. And I will say this. Marnie supported it. My wife, Marnie, she supported that. She's actually, stay up there, Shotty. And so it's really funny.
I just want to go down. No.
Can I get some food? Shut up, boy. We'll have some Uber Eats.
Is when Jalen Hurts got sacked? Is that when Shabu was watching?
Yes, he was down there. Get back up there, boy. When he just pokes his head down the stairs. Can I come down? Boy, he just got safety.
You guys play Sunday, right?
Yeah, both teams do, right?
Yeah, I think so. Shabu's going to be in a room all day Sunday.
Poor dude. Look, that game starts at 3:00 p.m. He's going to be sequestered. But the thing is, if they're losing, if they're getting smashed, I'm going to bring him down and see if he can reverse that curse.
Right.
If it gets worse, then he's going to be like, get your head back up there.
You lost the game. I'll go to your room. Let me know what happens.
Yeah, and I've done that too. I have done that too. Yes, where I've turned off. I'm like, I forget maybe the Flyers are playing or something like that. I'm like, okay, Flyers play, Phillies are playing, not Sixers. I don't care about basketball. But like, I turn on the game and like, oh, they're winning, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, the team, the opposing team, the Rangers score twice, and I'm just like, shut it off. Bad luck. Absolutely, I've done that.
On that, when I lived in Vegas, when the Golden Knights were winning, I'm like, oh, they're up 2-1. And then I'll watch the game, then the other team will score 2 goals. They're down 2-3. I'm like, what the heck just happened? So I'll turn it off, and then I'll check like at midnight what the score was, and Vegas night won 5-3. I'm like, oh, cool. Maybe next time I'll watch.
We can't be the only people who do that, where it's like me, I'm just like, oh, I'm bad luck, shut it off. And then you kind of like, you want to, I don't even look at the score. I just assume that the game's over. I'm like, okay, well, it is midnight and that game was at 4:00. So it should be over. I should maybe not be jinxing them. And then I look and I'm like, okay, all right, we won. We pulled it off.
All these sacrifices we do for our team and no credit. What is this?
Right? I mean, that's all we want. I just want to see, thank you, Brent. If it weren't for you, Saquon would never have busted out that run.
Actually, I think I want a jersey with all the players' signature on it. That's all I'm asking. Not that much.
I'll take just the Saquon jersey with his signature. I'll take that. That's fine.
I bet you would.
So yes, Eagles Commanders at 3:00 on Sunday, and the Bills Chiefs, the big game.
Bills.
We'll get to that later, another time. You guys have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.